Hello everybody, this is Kurt with the Naked Crit Experience, and I'm back playing some Diablo 3. You can see in front of you, I'm pretty sure, that I have a denial, finally. I just wanted to start off by showing you. It took 12 hours and 27 minutes to get like the full basic set of what this build is going to be, except for I don't have a Thunder God's belt. Thunder God's Vigor, I think? Yeah. I don't have the belt for it, so I have this one on here just because, you know, why not? I don't really need it, but I found it, so I'm going to use it. That's why I'm using Slash, even though I don't need Slash. And then I also don't have the focus and restraint set, I only have the focus. So when I get restraint, that'll be better. And the last but not least, I'll show you. The damage on this character or anything like that is a tad bit too low in terms of crit damage category. So that makes him still not great yet, but that's because I don't have a freaking Ramaladni's gift still. I haven't found a Ramaladni's gift for a while. Again, I've only found 2 my entire playthrough so far of the new season. Oh yeah, what am I doing? But yeah, so see, I don't have it on here. So I'm doing 717,000 damage, which isn't too bad, but then if you look in here, I'm being crippled by a high crit chance and a very low crit damage. So I need to get the crit damage up, but I don't have it on my amulet, which is 100. I don't have it on my weapon, which is another 130, so that's 230 crit damage that I'm missing out of the 151, so that'd be 370, or 381, I mean. So I'm missing, I would only be at 381 anyway, so I still need it on, like, my ring as well. Another 50 on my ring would help. But for the most part, though, this is what you're looking at for a build like this. Basically, I mean, like, it's not done yet, obviously, but it's much better than it was. I also need better sweep attack damage by putting on my helmet, but I don't have another helmet yet. Cooldown reduction's a little low, too. I'm not really... Oh, yeah, because I don't have stuff on my shoulders, or... Well, I mean, on my gloves at all. My gloves are pretty bad. I got life on hit on them, but that's okay. But that's the first denial that I got this entire game. The only one I've gotten so far, and it came out ancient like this, and it's pretty close to fucking amazing. So, you know, if it had 40% sweep attack, it'd be even better. If it had, I don't know, a little bit closer to the max ranges for strength and vitality, and 8% damage against elites, then I'd totally adore it. But, you know, I'll just go ahead and show you. So this is just a normal T6 rift. You saw how I used to cool them before. And this is the reason why this shield is so beneficial to this build and why a lot of people use it over any other shield. And why they use sweep attack over any other, like if instead of shield bash and such. As you can see, I'm getting 100 to 200 million crits. Especially when my Convention of the Elements procs. But the more things that you have in the spot here, I do about 100 million, and I clear elite packs now in T6 with utter ease. When it comes down to single targets, of course I get less, but that's okay. That's not too big a deal. But yeah, the reason why I'm using the Omni Slash belt is because it's better than the original belt I had on, the Vigilante belt. Especially because if I'm going to have to use a secondary that'll help me maintain my Wrath, I'm going to want to use something like that so I can get a lot more out of it. And it's really good because with using Omni Slash and having it hit in all directions, as you can see, I can get a lot more Wrath regeneration if I'm surrounded, which generally speaking, you want to be surrounded in a build like this. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to use that too. So some of my attacks and stuff changed. This isn't, you know, totally my build. You know, like I've said before, you just get online and you look up builds like this to figure out what you want to do. And Sony brought up a very good idea in one of their builds that I was reading. And I'll show you that in just a second. So as you can see, I have Laws of Valor on here. With active empower the law granting you and your allies 15% increased attack speed, reducing the wrath cost of all skills by 50% for 5 seconds. Generally speaking, anytime that I'm able to get into a large pack, I want to use that law. So, as you can see, if I use it right here, I actually gain Wrath by only hitting a few enemies compared to a lot. And it is reduced by using sweep attack, which is the reason why you want to use it. That'll allow you to maintain your wrath as long as possible, especially against things like the Rift Guardian. With a little bit more resource cost reduction, if I had a little bit more of that, I'd be able to not use Slash at all. And technically, I don't need to use Slash at all, but I've already done like a Greater Rift 37 or 8, and I run out of Wrath literally constantly during the fight, and it makes it kind of unbearable to watch how slow he attacks during it. So I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about when I get to it. The other thing I changed too is because I had to use Laws of Valor instead, I switched it over, so now I'm using Iron Skin with a movement speed bonus every time I get hit. That helps a lot, and it allows me to move unhindered through enemies too. So like if I'm facing a big pile of stuff and like there's an elite pack that's kind of messing me up, I'll already have Iron Skin on with Flash, that's what it's called, and I'll be able to run right through to him, which is a good idea. And last but not least, I changed the horse to draw and quarter. The reasoning behind that is if I'm in a group of enemies and say like I have a yellow elite pack, I'm able to take, like say like that's the only guy left, like all of his minions are dead or there's like one minion left, I'm able to take him with draw and quarter and drag him down the hallway to another pile of people, and that'll allow me to actually group up a little bit more and do more damage. Because the main point around using this build is that it's a very good clearing machine. So for groups of enemies, especially like this, as you can see, if I could get better density, I'm able to clear them in like 3 or 4 freaking hits. Spiderlings don't count because they're weak. So yeah, so say like, oh yeah, there's only this small group of people here. I'm able to go like this, grab them, drag them in a new area, and then attack them again. That's the whole idea around using draw and quarter instead of using the longer movement speed. Because you're not using your horse for longer movement speed now, you're going to use your Iron Skin for that. Because typically speaking, if you're doing a really high Greater Rift, if you're really looking for new enemies and you're kind of in like a little spot where you're not being attacked too much, it's a much better choice to use that, because when you use your Iron Skin with Flash on it, anything that it hits you for damage, anything will cause that to proc, that movement speed to proc, and that's a beneficial thing, especially if you're looking, like, say, like, if I didn't want to attack these Spiderlings, I could just hit that, just get hit once by them. Well, in this case, it's not working because my other shield. But you know what I mean, though. Like, you can get hit by that, get it to proc, and then start running. The only problem is when I have the Absorb shield on, that little shield there that does 86,000, that's coming from the esoteric alteration. So whenever that comes in, not esoteric, molten wildebeest skizzer, excuse me, that's the one that gives you the shield. So that shield is a little bit negative in terms of proccing your movement speed, but the good news about that is that I'm not going to be using that later. For now, I'm using it just because I need the little bit regen still. But yeah, like at a higher rift anyway, they're going to take that shield down rather quick. But that's the basic principle behind it, is you use that, see, like there's nothing coming, so you can kind of get it to proc like that. And then run faster, as you can see. So before, my older build, before I had the denial, was a lot of movement speed built in, which was nice, but it was also neutering my attack. Which is the reason why a lot of things have changed now. Now that I have a denial, my attack speed's through the roof again. My damage is through the roof. Everything's much better, so I'm going to make sure that I use everything that will give me a lot more damage in that matter. So that's the reason why I'm also going to move the Molten Wildebeest Gizzard off and switch over maybe for a Taigook, or not, yeah, for my Taigook here that I have to level. I think I've already said it before, but anybody that's wondering, the reason why I use, or why I have multiple gems, is because I don't like having to go and then reload each character and then swap the gems around. So I basically just, since I'm doing so many greater rifts anyway, I just level up individual gems over and over again. So every character has their own set of gems if they both have overlapping gems. In this case, I think it's my Demon Hunter that has my other tag hook. Oh, shut up. It wasn't that bad. I mean, this is a really bad rift in terms of density and in terms of the level. So, like, this is going a lot slower than it normally does anyway. But anybody that's played this game, you know, definitively and knows what I'm kind of showing you, you can see for without a shadow of a doubt that it's much better than it was the last time I was showing you. Its clear ability T6 is good now. It makes T6 trivial now. But like I said, the last thing I need now is just to get that freaking Ramaladni's gift for his flail. But I also need a Ramaladni's gift for my monk as well if I want to swap over some new stuff, because he needs it for the flying dragon I have. And I also need a Ramaladni's gift, 2 of them, for my demon hunter, who doesn't have any friggin' bonuses on that. My demon hunter's damage would go through the roof if I had 2 more of those. So I guess I'm basically complaining because I'm tired of not finding Ramaladni's gifts. So here you go. The pure clear ability of this, when large densities afoot, is amazing. It's a very, very succinct build in terms of clearing packs of enemies out. The damage is much lower, but it is on par in terms of the ability to clear large groups of enemies as my Demon Hunter. So what I mean by that is, if my Demon Hunter had the same amount of damage, or if my Crusader had the same amount of damage, when it comes down to crit damage and crit chance, as well as normal damage, they would be pretty on par in terms of how fast they could clear packs together. I'm just going to go to the next floor, whatever. It don't matter none. But I will show you with the Rift Guardian when I was talking about using Laws of Valor, how much more important it is to use. I don't know why I didn't move. I just kind of stood there and took it. Okay, so as you can see, you use Laws of Valor. Now I spam my attack as fast as I can. I've already screwed up. Because you want to maintain this as fast as possible. So let me just... I'm going to get my Wrath up all the way first and then show you from the beginning. Okay, this is what you're supposed to do. So Laws of Valor, spam the attack, and try to maintain it faster than that. As you can see, it runs out quicker than I'm able to, and I start losing that. So that's why I need more resource cost reduction, and a little bit more cooldown would be nice too, but I don't have either. Mainly I'm missing cooldown of skills on here, or resource cost reduction. I could use either one on here as well, if I really needed it. It would also be better if I had 6 Wrath per hit instead of 5, but that's okay. But, yeah. So there you go. I mean, that was still rather quick.
I need to go back.
Without fail, I sneezed during a recording again. Now my eyes are watering so bad I can barely see. Why did I use the book? I only have 1 legendary. I don't know. Oh my god, Iron Tone Mod Spiders, they're so freaking good. I mean, I guess you could use them in some sort of build randomly somewhere, sometime, but not for me. Goodbye. Let's see. So, I guess like normal, I'm going to go ahead and do the greater rifts like I have before. I'll kind of clear like a wave or 2 just so it's not level 1 at first. Take your time spawning. I hate how some of them just stand, like, away from you. Okay, that should be good. Wave 11 is a good start. And T2 gets away. And now we wait. And there we are. I actually had to get up and blow my nose. I'm sorry. I apologize for not being back at the keyboard quick. I just don't want to sound sniffly. I hate sounding sniffly during recordings, and I know people don't like that either. I'm not the only one, I know that. Yeah. So, it's only level 8, so obviously I'm still going to one-shot everything that I come across, but... so far, though... Oh, yeah, I forgot to show you that. Oops. No, I have to go to the leaderboards. As you can see, I've gotten to a 37 with this Crusader. Without even having nearly enough damage yet, or having this build all the way, I don't even have a lot of the stuff that I need still. He's pretty ready to go. Like, doing a greater of 37 just because I got a shield is pretty good proof that you really need a denial for the sweep attack build. As for the shield bash build, I might try that out later and see if you can use something else in lieu of a denial, but like the damage bonus you get is night and day comparatively. Like, I don't know how you'd be able to use a shield bash build without a denial giving the main damage. I don't know where your majority of your damage would come from, to be honest, with a shield bash build. I like the idea of shield bash though, because you're able to friggin' slide across the map whenever you use it. Excuse me. Pardon me, ma'am. The other thing too is the survivability of my Crusader now is far less than the damage he does now. So when I get up to the 30s and stuff in terms of greater rifts, I kind of get my ass handed to me in terms of damage. Like, they beat the crap out of me. When before I couldn't get high enough at all where, like, my health would barely go anywhere unless I was standing in, like, a pile of stuff trying to kill them as quick as I can. Oh, power pylon, that's just a... Oop, rubber banding. In this kind of situation, I'm complaining about a power pylon because it's such low level, I'd rather have a speed pylon. Now, the other thing too that I wanted to bring up is that a lot of people are kind of using many different items for this build. One of the major ones I think I've seen, instead of because they use a convention of the elements, and then instead of any other ring, I think they use a Ring of the Zodiac, Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, just to get that extra cooldown and the extra resource cost reduction. I have one sitting in my box right now, but I also wanted to use that on my monk at one point. So the good news with that is that I'm able to just roll the socket. It's not a perfect one. It has a little bit lower stats than a really good one, but it doesn't have any main stats. So, oh, a channeling pylon? Well, this will make it friggin' goodbye. Ooh! Is that the other piece I need already? Is that the other piece I need already? Okay, let's see. Oh, it is. Well, I just got my restraint, so there we go. Hopefully it's at least mildly good. Like I said, even if you get a damage reduction from using it over another one, if you're going to use a focused and restraint build, them together, the secondary effects it gives you is so much better than anything else. Oh, it's terrible. It is absolutely atrocious. It came with a socket at least, so I'm going to use it still, obviously, but it's not... I mean, it's not terrible. It's not good, though. Like, this needed to definitely not be cooldown. It needed to be crit chance. And I don't have enough Forgotten Souls to reroll this over and over again to get the crit damage that I want. That's not bad. You know, I could just roll resource cost reduction. I should have done that. Oh, no, there's... We'll just go till I'm out of Forgotten Souls again. Fuck it. I don't really care. I've had so many things to reroll recently that it's just been ridiculous. I keep running out of Forgotten Souls, which is really weird to say in a game like this where it seems like, you know, if you just don't waste your time rerolling stuff, you'll be fine. But when I get stuff like a Denial, which is near perfect, and I don't think I'm going to get a better one anytime soon, I do want to reroll. 10% chance on it, so it took a freaking long time to get it. But there we go. Now let's watch the damage go through the roof, now that I have a focus and restraint. And that's the other reason why I wanted to keep using Slash as well, so that's why it was kind of nice to get Omnislash belt. Is because now I'm going to have to use left and right mass at the same time, alternating between the two to keep my damage maxed. Which is pretty cool. So, let's see. As you can see, right now, my damage went down to 691. But now I'm hitting for over 100 million a hit, only on a couple things. There's 173 million, 209 million. Let's try it on this guy over here. Yep. So having a focus and restraint proccing has already put my damage to where it would be if a convention of the elements would be on lightning all the time. So I'm pretty happy with that for now. I'm going to use that for now. So that's just my recording luck. I get that once in a while where like I'll be playing and recording, and while I'm recording I'll get exactly what I need to take this build higher. And I'm not even kidding. You can ask anybody that records these types of games. Anybody. And they'll tell you the same thing that I'm sure they will. Like there will be people that will disagree, but I'm pretty sure the majority of us, we seem to get better luck while we're recording it for a video like this. That's what it feels like for me anyway. Like I seem to get really, really lucky with that kind of stuff where it's like I'll play in my spare time and get friggin' set ring drops constantly, and it's always a Wailing Host or Litany of the Undaunted over and over and over again. And then as soon as I'm recording for this video, I'm not expecting that at all. I'm just showing you guys like the proof of concept of this build, and then as the very next thing is I get a drop for the ring. So the focus and restraint, as you can tell, it's kicking some neat ass here in terms of damage. This could probably get me into the 40 gutter riffs. Because that's the other thing that's pointed out too, is that it's doing 100 to 200 million a hit against single targets. It could be doing somewhere around there too. And as soon as I get a 5-stack on the sweeping attack from my Denial, as soon as I get that up to 5-stack, it does almost 300 million. So you can see it's only at 2 now. I like how polite the Crusader is. Bad luck for you, friend. That's why I sometimes like the Barbarian better. It's like, die. And you're like, okay, I'll go die. I'm sorry. Come back, meow. Ah, density. How I love thee. It feels like I'm killing slow though, just because my time, like that time is going up real quick comparatively, which is weird, but I think it's just because I'm not getting enough killed at once, that's all. Like, look at this density here now. It's absolute piss poor. Jeez, like, these massive amounts of empty hallways with lack of enemy is really killing my time here. And then the ones that do have enemies need to have a little bit more elite packs. So what I'm going to do is just not worry about my restraint proccing. Well, both, I mean, proccing. I'll just go ahead and just use sweep attack because it's very powerful on its own anyway. Oh, there we go. If you're wondering why I use that channeling pile instead of using it on the boss, it's because I don't really need to worry about that right now. It's too low of a level to worry about that. Come on. What I think I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to end the episode as soon as I'm done with this one. And the next one, what I'll do is I'll show you guys the highest grade rifts, like the higher grade rifts, like the 30s, high 30s, with this character, just to show you that it's proof of concept that it does work at those higher levels. And then I wasn't just lucky fluke that I got a 37 baiting with this. There we go. Now I can just stand here like this. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And he's dead. Oh, yay, I got that mace again. And I got Bojanglers. Bojanglers. So 24 is not very good, but I also wasn't getting like nearly any density in that map, which is kind of disappointing, but that's okay. Right now, 53 to 153. Okay, so switching out the ring again and getting crit damage in the other one has actually helped a little bit better. Alright, trash can. Alrighty. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode, guys. In the next one, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and, off camera real quick, just get this up to another level. Show you guys the 30s or so. And then you guys can see, you know, the actual prowess of this build now, especially with a focus and restraint. It'll make it even easier. That's my thought, anyway. Hopefully it is. And, yep, that'll about do it, though. So thanks, everybody, and I will see you right quick in the next one because I'm going to record them back-to-back as usual.